This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Hey there, friends, and welcome to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. From our Nevada Sportsnet studio, I'm Mike Stephenson. Of course, we have another jam-packed show for your viewing pleasure, pun intended. Nevada's fall sports have hit full swing, and you know we have to start things with Saturday at Mackey Stadium. Wolfpack football trying to make it back-to-back home wins with a first-ever meeting against Middle Tennessee. Your highlights of the Wolfpack and Blue Raiders are delivered by BTX Logistics. And a big story to open this one, with head coach Jeff Choate changing his starting quarterback from Chubba Purdy to A.J. Bianco with the plan to play both. Bianco would lead the first two drives, completing 3 of 6 passes, but the Wolfpack just got 1 first down and had to punt both times. Drive 3, reinsert Purdy, and his first play is money. He finds a wide-open Kai Woods, who is about to score his first collegiate touchdown. 47 yards, and it's a 7-0 Nevada lead. Meanwhile, the Pack's stout defense came to play. It's now 10-0 with Nick Vattiato trying to find his man, but it'll be tipped in the air and intercepted. E.J. Smith has it, and he's celebrating on the sideline. Nevada would turn that into 3 more points and make it 13-0 at halftime. Opening drive of the third, Bianco back in at quarterback and handing it off to Herschel Turner Jr. Watch him work. The Utah State transfer has a motor, and he is making moves. A 64-yard run has the Pack in prime position. But 2 plays later, Bianco wants this back. He tries to force it over the middle to Marcus Bellin, and instead, it's picked off. Joan Gaston comes up with the massive interception. Bianco would not return at quarterback. In the fourth now, the Pack doesn't pick up the pressure, and Purdy is hit as he throws, and that will be intercepted. Off the bobble, it's Gaston again. And this time, the Blue Raiders would cash in. Vattiato slings it for Najee Cox, and he's going to get some help. Pushing his way into the end zone, it is 13-7. All right, now Nevada just needs points to likely put this one away. Purdy helping the cause with a big 30-yard run. Nevada would go 51 yards in 7 plays to set up Joe McFadden, 41 yards to make it a 9-point game, and he's wide right. The visitors have life with 2 minutes to play. And you probably know where this is going. Vattiato would complete 7 of 9 passes on an 11-play, 76-yard 2-minute drill, ending it with his legs as he rumbles in for the 5-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, giving Middle Tennessee a 14-13 lead with 21 seconds to go. Nevada would quickly go 36 yards over 3 plays with Purdy using his arm and his legs. It set up McFadden for the win from 56 yards. Would have been his career long, but instead, it's wide left. Nevada loses a heartbreaker at Mackey Stadium, 14-13.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough from my perspective as the head coach. Really proud of the defense and the way they kept playing their butt off, but it was very disjointed on offense, and we've got to find some answers at the quarterback position. I mean, we've got to play cleaner football at that position in particular. Lessons can be really, really painful, and I'm gutted for them. You know, like this is a game that was there for us to take, and we did not take advantage of the opportunities, and that's the lesson.
11 made some great plays with his feet. Complementary football is always a crucial thing. As a defense, I think that we played our butts off for the majority of the game, but like I said, in those big moments, we just gotta, put our backs against the wall and just go out swinging. And it's gut-wrenching as a team, but I think that collectively we're not going to get too down on this, and then we still have a lot of games to go throughout the season. And, we're going to attack tomorrow. We're going to look at ourselves in the mirror and be harsh critics on ourselves and look at the things we can get better at day in and day out, and just fix those up and continue to put an emphasis on the things that we do well.
Nevada drops to 1-2 and will now hit the road to see another Conference USA opponent as it travels to face the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Kickoff Saturday in Bowling Green is set for 4:30 Pacific time. Coming up later on Wolfpack All Access, we are kicking it with new Nevada kicker Joe McFadden, who found his way from Wall Street to Mackey Stadium. But first, our weekly conversation with head coach Jeff Choate is next on Wolfpack All Access.
Nevada on offense, A.J. Bianco. The inside handoff, big play out of the gates for the Wolfpack. Herschel Turner knocks down a defender. He can't be brought down. Oh my, what a run. Unbelievable effort.
We are back on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, after the Silver and Blues battle with the Blue Raiders. Here's my Sunday chat with head coach Jeff Choate. All right, Coach, this is your first line of business as we speak on Sunday morning. What will today consist of as you meet with coaches and players?
Yeah, usually when I get done with this, I have a half hour with the defense, a half hour with the offense, about 20 minutes with special teams. Then we have our whole staff together. Obviously, we do a game recap, what we did well, what we didn't do well, what maybe preparation errors. That's always the thing that you're really looking for. Like, hey, was there something they did to us that we weren't prepared for? Or how would we handle that differently because it's a copycat league? We're going to see the things that worked against us on defense, we'll see those next week. And the things that worked against us on offense, we'll see those next week. And so that's kind of one of the things that you spend a decent amount of time doing is reflecting and trying to make sure that you make the right decisions. And then the next piece is go address the kids, and they're going to wear it too. I mean, one thing about it, I think kids are pretty resilient for the most part. I find that oftentimes it's the coaches that have a harder time coming back from a loss like this. These kids are football players, and we'll get out there today, we'll watch the tape, we'll go through the good, the bad, and the ugly, we'll get out and we'll get a little shakeout lift in and go to work, and then it's on to the next opponent.
I guess when you look at defense, offense, special teams, three very different messages you're probably going to share.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of mentioned it after the game yesterday when I talked to the guys. I thought defensively, with the exception of a couple leaky runs, again, we played well. We tackled well, we affected the quarterback, we created the takeaway, and I thought that was kind of, we're developing an identity on defense that we have a front four that's capable of affecting the quarterback pretty consistently. And I've been really proud of the way those guys have competed. Special teams, obviously you're going to point to the 2 missed field goals. The first one's probably as big as any kick, because that would have made it a 2-score game at that point in the game. And obviously the one at the end of the game, that's a tough one, man. That's a long kick, and you're hoping, but you're not necessarily counting on those going in. But that was a strong phase for us yesterday. I mean, we controlled field position with Ettridge in the punt game. He extended a drive with his legs. We had an explosive punt return from Marcus. Our guys are really buying in and playing hard in that phase. And I think if you can find a way to not turn the ball over, right, and just possess it. If we had just run the ball maybe 5 or 6 more times yesterday, the outcome's very, very different. And that's hard to take. And that's on us as coaches to, my job is to manage the game to give us a chance to win. And I feel like I probably should have been a little bit more firm in terms of some of the play calls down the stretch, just to make sure that we had the opportunity to possess the ball a little bit more.
In terms of the offense, you were pretty adamant before the season. You did not want to play musical chairs at quarterback. I don't think there's a coach in the country who does want to do that. Ultimately, you find yourself in a position where you had to. You start AJ, his first start since you've come to Reno. Just take us through the week of preparation. What went into that decision?
Well, I think coming off the sack game, Chubba beat himself up a lot, and I kind of felt like he was going to have a hard time digging himself out of that emotionally, which he kind of did. He had a slow start to the week, and I just felt like, hey, look, let's go with AJ. And we knew we were going to play Chubba. I mean, we had a bunch of packages in the game plan for him, and just kind of see how the game goes. And, like sometimes guys are better coming off the bench, I mean, Kevin McHale was a heck of a 6th man, and so I felt like that was a way to take some of the pressure off of Chubba. And AJ's very capable. And in some regards, our game plan was leaning into a little bit more of the throw game, and we just weren't as efficient as we wanted to be in that phase.
AJ maybe trying to force it to Marcus, picked in the end zone. That was a chance to go up 20-0. It's a much different story.
Yeah, I think that's probably a wrap at that point. We just ripped off a 65-yard run. As I told David, in the future when we're in the low red, you can throw to the pylons, but not the middle of the field, because that's the second time it's got us in 2 weeks. 3 weeks, actually. I think it was Penn State game. But I think as I told you when I showed up today, we found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, and that's a gut-wrenching feeling for all of us, our fans, our team, us as coaches, that it's a really difficult pill to swallow. We don't get do-overs. So, dust ourselves off today and go to work and get ready to take on Western Kentucky.
Next, from the bustling streets of New York City to the biggest little city, Joe McFadden's road to Reno and a final year of college ball. His story is coming up on Wolfpack All Access. Keeping things going on Champion Chevrolet's Wolfpack All Access, I'm Mike Stephenson. After dipping his toes in life on Wall Street, Joe McFadden is back to using his foot to kick field goals. Shannon Kelly shows us how he found his way to being Nevada's new kicker.
Joe McFadden's unlikely spot on the Nevada football team isn't something he's taking lightly.
I just see this as a second shot to live up to my full potential, and that's something I'm incredibly grateful and excited about.
As a freshman, the Grapevine, Texas product was the starting kicker at the University of Connecticut in 2021, but tore his ACL ahead of his sophomore season. McFadden reclaimed the starting job in 2023, but didn't feel 100% healthy.
Had some ups and definitely had some downs too with that season, and ultimately after that kind of met with the coaching staff and decided I'd probably be best if I entered the portal, both for myself and them. It was pretty mutual. Didn't end up getting anything, and then went and got a job in the real world.
Thinking his football days could be over, McFadden landed a job in commercial mortgage-backed securities on New York City's famous Wall Street.
New York is a place that I love. I actually tend to really enjoy the hustle and bustle and kind of like the quick pace and the energy.
McFadden would often take a short train ride back to Connecticut to help one of his former teammates coach on the weekends.
He was like, dude, you still got it. Like, if you wanted to go back and play, you could. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's something that I hadn't really been thinking about, but I still have a passion for this. I still want to do this.
Despite a successful start to his career, McFadden was determined to find a way to get back onto the gridiron.
I would wake up really early in the morning and I'd bike over to Randallboard Island, which is an island just off Manhattan with a bunch of soccer fields, and I would kick underneath the RFK Bridge.
McFadden's foot would find its way onto the social media feed of Nevada special teams coach Parker Henry.
Coach Parker reached out and said, hey, we like your game film. The film that you've been posting is actually pretty good. We want to, create a dialogue here.
Shout out Twitter, Elon Musk, or whatever it's called now.
McFadden quit his job the next day and made the trek from New York City to the biggest little city, landing the Wolfpack's starting job.
Wolf of Wall Street, yeah, I've called him that a couple times, yeah. That and Broadway Joe, and I'm super excited about him.
McFadden trying to get the pack on the board. The snap is spotted from 29 yards out, and the kick is up and good.
If you would have told me that I would have the opportunity to go work a job and then come back and play for an FBS school, I probably would have told you you're a little bit crazy, and the coach that takes a shot on me is equally as crazy.
So a 40-yarder coming up for McFadden. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good.
I could have never foreseen this happening, and I'm incredibly grateful for it.
For Wolfpack All Access, I'm Shannon Kelly.
Next on All Access, a look around the rest of Wolfpack land on a busy week of fall sports. But first, here's Chris Murray with This Week in Wolfpack History, presented by Bradley, Drendel, and Janae.
On September 14, 2002, Nevada football hosted BYU. Here's how seriously the Cougars took the Wolfpack. The team flew into Reno the day of the game, despite it being a 1 p.m. afternoon kickoff at Mackey Stadium. Predictably, BYU, a 2-touchdown favorite, got off to a slow start, with Nevada leading 31-14 at halftime before holding on for a 31-28 victory. They're a mediocre team, BYU offensive lineman Dustin Reichert said after the loss. We're a lot better team, but you have to give them credit. Their adrenaline level was high. Adrenaline was pumping early after 2 BYU defenders shoved Nevada's star running back Chance Kretschmer on a late hit out of bounds, tearing his ACL on his first carry of the game. The Wolfpack offense responded with Zach Threadgill throwing for 410 yards and 4 touchdowns. Nate Burleson caught 12 balls for 213 yards, including a 95-yard score. And Nevada, the so-called mediocre team, recorded the program's first win over a top 25 team, toppling the number 24 ranked Cougars.
I'm Jett Carpenter of the Nevada Wolfpack, and I'm going to be answering 5 questions. My dad, growing up, has always enjoyed fighter jets. If he wasn't a bigger guy, he said that he probably would have went and tried and flown one. And so coming out, my older brother's name is Trey because he was the 3rd one. We were going to go with Deuce because I was the 2nd born, Deuce McAllister, but they just thought that Jett was a little bit better fitting, so. Me. Or John. Big John, he was a menace when we were playing in the wintertime, so. Panda. I'd love to go to Australia, especially because we got 2 of them here. I'm pretty close with both of them, and they've told me all about it, so I'd love to go over and kind of visit their homeland, so. Grimaldi's, yes. That's what his is too. Grimaldi's is fire.
Champion Chevrolet's Wolfpack All Access rolls on. After starting with a couple weeks away, on Thursday, the Nevada volleyball team making its Virginia Street Gym debut. The Pack hosting the Nevada Invitational with Eastern Washington, Pacific, and Cal State Bakersfield all in town. Head coach Shannon Wyckoff-McNeil's second-year squad handling business in its first 2 matches, first beating Eastern Washington Thursday 3-1, following that with another 4-set win Friday against Pacific. The Pack ending things Saturday with a loss to Cal State Bakersfield via a sweep. Nevada is now off to Bozeman for games Thursday and Friday against the hometown Bobcats of Montana State and Santa Clara. Then it's the start of Mountain West play, Thursday the 25th at Air Force. The Nevada soccer team is also looking toward conference play following a 1-5-1 record over its early season slate. The Wolfpack's last outing was Thursday at home with Pacific in town, a gritty match that saw the visiting Tigers leave with a 2-1 win. The Silver and Blues goal coming from standout freshman Naima Castro, her 3rd of the season. The Pack opens its Mountain West schedule Thursday on the road, visiting San Diego State. Wolfpack cross country spending Saturday at the Kim Deist Twilight in Central California. Nevada's guys finishing 9th overall in the 8K race, with Austin Key the top finisher, 28th out of 210 runners. The Wolfpack's women placing 5th in their 6K race with 3 runners in the top 25, led by a 6th place finish for Natalia Martino. Next up for them, the Willamette Invitational. That's October 4th in Oregon. And Nevada men's golf opening its fall season at the Golf Week Invitational in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The Wolfpack ending the 54-hole tournament 4th out of 13 teams, 10 strokes back of the top spot. Jonathan Kim was the Silver and Blues best player, finishing 6th overall at 9 under par. Next up for them, this weekend's Falcon Invitational in Colorado Springs, hosted by the Air Force Academy. Coming up, we wrap a bow on this week's edition of Wolfpack All Access. Stick with us. We're back on Wolfpack All Access. It is a big time for groundbreakings. Following the August celebration of the upcoming indoor field house on Nevada's campus, we have now learned they'll officially commence work on the new GSR Arena later this month. A ceremonial groundbreaking is set for September 30th, starting at 5 p.m. This massive project was first announced in September of 2023 and became a reality earlier this year through Reno's City Council. The $435 million arena will be the future home of Nevada men's basketball. Construction is expected to wrap up in the summer of 2027. If you have missed any reporting on this project, we have a ton of it at nevadasportsnet.com. We'll finish with some notes from the athletics department. The Wolfpack is still offering Pup Club memberships for young Nevada fans in 8th grade or below. $75 gets you a welcome package, along with a season football ticket, a discounted men's basketball game ticket, and exclusive access to Pup Club events. And also, mark your calendars for a legendary night, the signature fundraising auction for Nevada football held on homecoming weekend, Saturday, October 25th. Supporters will enjoy an evening hearing from former players, a live auction, and raffle opportunities. This special evening is your chance to celebrate the Pack while investing in the future of Wolfpack football. For information on all of the above, head to NevadaWolfpack.com. That'll do it for this week on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm your boy, Mike Stephenson. We'll see you next time.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.